All right, guys. So today we are taking a look at the newest release from a local watch brand, Whitby Watch Co. Their newest watch is an automatic chronograph, the Intrepid X. It is available in steel as well as a black PVD version that I am wearing today. Killing two birds with one stone today. I recently picked up a new camera for an upcoming vacation. It's a small, lightweight point and shoot, and I'm hoping it works okay so I don't have to carry around my bigger, heavier camera. So I thought we'd start off today's video with a little walk down by the lake. So the lake here is Lake Ontario. It is one of the Great Lakes, and right behind me, about 100 kilometers away, is Whitby, the town of Whitby, where Whitby Watch Co. is located. I thought since we're testing the camera, we would test the range on the drone and see if we could fly it over there and get some shots of the city. Okay, so this thing doesn't have quite that much range, but I thought while we were here, we'd get the drone up in the air and then head back and take a look at the watch. Okay, looks like we need to do an update first. As we'll do a wrist check while we're waiting. All right, we are good to go. So back home now. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the little excursion by the lake. I did cut the trip short. It is getting dark very early now and quite cold too, but to the watches, and I have both versions, the steel and the PVD coated black. Now, the guys at Whitby Watch Co. are big on local history, and there's some interesting historical events tied to the town of Whitby. It is home to Camp X. Camp X was a top secret school for training covert agents during World War II, basically a spy school, and was created by Sir William Stevenson. His code name was Intrepid, and that is where this watch gets its name. This school was an arm of Winston Churchill's covert special operations executive, and the watch pays tribute to those that served under the SOE. Along with the watch, you are going to receive a booklet. Talks a little on the watch itself as well as Sir William Stevenson and Camp X. Just a little background on the inspiration behind the watch. Also, you are going to receive this. This is a pocket square, which is the Intrepid tartan, and is officially registered with the Scottish Register of Tartans, and all of that will come out in this waterproof case. So some pretty cool extras with the watch. Now, let's start with the case back here, and it's a deeply pressed case back with the compass rose and daggers to recognize the covert operations of the SOE, and action from knowledge engraved on the edge, which is the motto of the Canadian Intelligence Corps. We've got a few specs here too, and it's also engraved, designed, and assembled in Canada. Under the hood of this very tooly looking and feeling chronograph is the Valjoux 7750, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's a 25 joule movement with a power reserve of approximately 44 hours. The pushers have that nice snap to them when you engage, stop, and then reset the chronograph function. The dial has lots of details happening. The main portion of the dial has a hobnail pattern, which is made up of essentially small pyramids. Up at the 12, we have the subdial for the chronograph, which tallies your minutes up to 30 minutes. At 6 is the hour totalizer up to 12 hours. Then over at the 9 is the running seconds. And at the top of that subdial is printed in red, E Tenebris Lux, out of darkness light, which is the Canadian Forces Intelligence Branch motto. Over at the 3 is the day date with the applied Whitby logo just above. The hour markers are also applied, and although the dial has a whole lot going on, it's still quite legible with the large hour and minute hand. The loom they're using is C3 Super Luminova. Good, even application, and there's a ton of real estate on the hands for looms, so they really stand out for easy time telling in the dark. The bezel is a 120 click bezel. The matte black insert is a cool look, and the action is solid. It's easy to grip and feels nice in hand to use. The bracelet is well built. It's a 3-link bracelet. Both versions of the watch have fully brushed bracelets, and actually the entirety of both watches are fully brushed for that matter. Cases, bracelets, as well as clasps. The clasp is a signed clasp. We have the company logo here. It's made with solid steel, and we also have 3 micro adjusts. I'll switch over to the steel model here, and I just want to throw the numbers at you guys. Now, these watches do have some heft to them. They're a larger watch coming in at a case width of about 43.5 millimeters. Lug to lug is 49.9 millimeters. We do have male end links here, and that extends that effective lug to lug out to 53.5 millimeters. Female end links probably would have been better, but the end link does drop off fairly abruptly. Lug opening is 22 millimeters, and the thickness is 15.5 millimeters. It's a chunky watch, and depending on your wrist size, it could be a little big, but I kind of like these toolier watches to have that little bit of chunkiness to them. Water resist on the watch is 100 meters, and the crystal is sapphire with a really good anti-reflective coating. And here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. And although it's a thicker watch, it actually sits well on wrist. It does stand a little tall off the wrist, but that's the nature of the beast with a lot of watches using the 7750. The movement is almost 8 millimeters thick alone. I think it's 7.8, 7.9, somewhere around there. So they tend to be on the thick side. Cool watch though. Early bird launch price on these is $18.90 Canadian dollars. That's $14.99 USD, and that goes for the black and steel model. These are limited to 150 pieces, 50 in black and 100 in silver. Link to where you can find the watches will be in the description below. So thanks again to Whitby Watch Co. for lending in the watches. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.